just stalking the truth. Here we follow up on assertions made in the past on YouTube channels and annoy the living crap out of people because we review their work. So here we go. History time, history time. After October 11th, 2017, Hurricane Ophelia became a Category 2 hurricane. It then intensified into another level as a major hurricane on October 14th, just south of the Azores. That doesn't rate what it is at that point. By October 16th, it had moved over progressively colder waters and weakened to an extratropical storm and was no longer considered a hurricane. But it was headed towards an area, populated area, where everyone was assuming it was going to do major damage. But it went over cold water. Because, yes, global warming denialists are now going to scream and howl autistically. Heat engine. More heat on the planet and more differential between cold areas and hot areas can cause storm activity. Because the planet isn't at absolute zero or something and frozen solid, stuff happens. But yes, increasing the total heat on the planet does actually make hurricanes more intense, because you can see them weaken when they're cooled. When they go over warm air, they intensify. When they go over cold, dry air, they lose power. So let's argue about global warming. Next. Yes, that's actually partially what this is about. It was regarded as the worst storm to affect Ireland in 50 years and was the easternmost Atlantic major hurricane on record at the time, compared to others. It got that far. In Ireland, 3 deaths were directly attributed to Storm Ophelia, because by then it had downgraded. You see, in case you didn't notice, the last literally every single time there's a hurricane, it starts off as a tropical storm normally, then it turns into maybe a category whatever hurricane based on all sorts of characteristics you can look up. And it's probably called the Tamagotchi scale or something like that. I forgot the name of it. It's got a name like that. And then it weakens again back to a extra-tropical storm or other. Okay? Starts in the tropics. That doesn't mean it's in a nice place. It just means it's within certain latitudes nearer the equator. And then it escalates, and then it de-escalates. Normally it escalates over warmer water and de-escalates over colder water as it goes further north. Since this is literally what happens in virtually every single time this happens, there is no technical reason for you not to know that. That's like going to court. Your argument has no merit is another word for you're mentally ill and I'm not going to let you talk anymore because, oh my God, you're crazy. There is no technical reason for that. Is geek speak for you're an idiot. And now let's talk about the cover-up. Every weather website has an archive. You just have to go look it up. I'm going to post 2 or 3 below. You can look up others. The one that was cited by the person who put up a YouTube video claiming something about this had to do with algorithm. Talks about cover-ups and stuff. Okay, let's just get on with this. On the 14th of October 2017, 16 mile an hour with 31 mile an hour gusts. And the gust happened at 18:30 hours GMT -7. So, it's Britain. Who cares? Next. Why didn't you use GMT when this is happening very near Great Britain? Seriously. Can we just use GMT and knock this shit? Anyway. The 14th, and it was south. It was south-southeast on the 16th at 44 miles an hour sustained, and 77 mile an hour gusts were recorded. One of them was at 2:30 whatever timing. Go look it up. Next, on the 17th, it was west-southwest, 17 miles an hour to 30 miles an hour. So you can kind of figure out where the peak of the storm activity was. And that was at 1600 hours, plus or minus yada yada. Again, it's right near GMT's I grabbed the data where I could. The point is, on the 16th, it hit peak screw-up factor at 77 miles an hour. Why? Because I clicked the little database for the day, hit the button for peak or gust, and 77 was at the top. And that's the day. And that's the hour, minute, and second. Link below in the description. And weatherunderground.com/history/daily/IE/cork, because I went cork. I didn't look up all of them. Let's just do one. Let's try one. Can we do that, please? EICK/date, and then the date says 2017-10-16. So change it to 17 and 14 and get the other damn days. Pretty hard to do. However, someone else decided to point at Intellicast observation location, which does not contain any historical record. Oh, so you deliberately looked for a website that's based on having a database that won't let you look at the database instead of another place that lets you look it up, and you could have left a link. See, I'm really sure of my assertions today that I'm making about a storm on the 16th of October 2017. I'm going to link to something that doesn't record it. No, nobody archived it that day, because. And I love it in the video that I'm critiquing, that we're doing a follow-up on. People saying, I live in Ireland, you're wrong. Oh, you're just a shill for the New World Order, Illuminati, something dark side. When people pointed out that was batshit insane, because that is batshit insane, they decided to retort, well, you need to get right with God, because this is a Christian channel. Christian should not literally equal ignorant asshat. You're making the other Christians cry. You're making Jesus cry when you lie in his name. Is that hammered far enough with cork? What a bunch of nozzles. So anyway, October 17th, a cyclone crossed the North Sea, struck western Norway with wind gusts up to 43 miles an hour. Severely weakened, but was nowhere as bad as the landfall it made in Ireland. Went through Rogan County, weakening during the evening of October 17th, and the system made additional landfalls in Sweden and Finland before dissipating over Russia. Therefore, Trump no collusion. Next. This was an unusual hurricane, later categorized as a European storm, and was previously categorized as a freaking, storm in the Caribbean, in the tropics. Okay? Are we all there? That these are variable strength occurrences. They don't just instantly occur as a category whatever the hell on the Tamagotchi scale and then disappear. That would be a tornado. By the way, the more rapidly something changes, the more energy is being dissipated to cause the progression towards escalation. Plain translation, if you could have something suddenly go up and suddenly go down, that would indicate a massive amount of energy released and converted into air movement. So what did someone spin doctor this as? Well, number one, it was in the news, so they wanted to page rank. So they put in Hurricane Ophelia, and then put in the following words all over the place. Here we go. A pathetic weather manipulation instrument synthesizing hoax hurricane that shouldn't hit in spots as weather weapons do that, because some of the weather stations went dead. It was spotty reporting. Why? Because they were being hit with hardcore gusts and it broke some shit. It says on some of them that the date is missing because the weather station was ripped off its moorings and shredded. Or was it? Or was the person looking at, what was it again? Intellicast. They don't have anything to do with IntelliHub, I hope. What did they find on their video? Well, see, we're not getting continuous updates. No, you're getting a continuous update of what was the peak gust, because you're looking up the peak gust. It's not changing. It's weather manipulation. It's only spotty reporting. Yeah, only spotty reporting because some of the weather towers and stations don't communicate, or they were ripped down. Hillary Clinton did it. It's an email server. It has to be weather weapons. So this was put in as a hoax occurrence because weather I don't understand, therefore not real. I've never heard of a hurricane hitting. Well, it wasn't a hurricane. It was categorized as a storm by then, but it was a hurricane. That actually happens pretty often. It's just that they don't make the news because by the time it gets anywhere near Ireland, well, what would you do if you were a monster and approaching Ireland? You wouldn't be attacking them. Only an idiot would do that. Talk like a pirate, Dave. So anyway, let's get on with it. It's a lie, phony, fake hurricane. Weather, global climate change, Agenda 21, 2030. Media, priesthood, circus, fraud. Sad. So anyway, this wannabe Trumpette decided to post this, and then when someone pointed out, I was there, you're full of shit. I'm a Christian, you can't criticize me. Because I have a ministry. Or something. Now, this channel also provided something useful. An email. I'm not sneaking this in here. An email that you can contact human beings that YouTube support down below in the description. Where you're allowed to just tell them, hey, why did you shoot this channel down? Tell them why. Smoke them if you got them. I think that'd be good. You could also say, hey, creator-support@youtube.com. Oops. Here's a channel that keeps harassing people and claiming that they'll shut down their channels if we don't pay them money to stop flagging. Here's all the links from my videos in the discussion area showing this. And they have a history of being shut down. Here's an archive of their shit. I got a lady Irish Spring over here. So anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. And this has been the follow-up, not stalking or even socks with WAPTech. Yeah, someone was trying to profiteer off tragedy, and that's what that particular type of channel always does. But they did provide one useful email, so I upvoted the video. Goodbye.